Mr. Pink here, money coach to teach you ways to make money. This is actually a very important question. Everybody wants to make money, including myself. And all I can say is that I have asked myself this question some time ago, and I reached a point where I was quite successful at it. So this is why I'm making this video. But the thing is, before you ask yourself how to make money, you need to know why you want to make money. And this is a very important question that a lot of people miss. Because the thing is, we all have different needs. And if you ask somebody like whether they want money, they would say yes. But in a lot of cases, they don't really want money. They want something else. Maybe they want security. Maybe they want the recognition from other people. And they think that money is what's going to be the solution for that. But unfortunately, money is not the answer to everything. Unfortunately, it is also the answer to a lot of things. So this is a very important part, and it's about your psychology. You sit in a quiet place and you ask yourself why you want money. Because if you don't know the why, then the how would not make any sense. I'm pretty sure that if we go right now, ask a lot of people in the street whether they want money, all of them, they would say yes. But since I told you that maybe it's not what they really want, so they may be not ready to work towards it, because it actually does require you a lot of work from yourself, but it is possible and achievable if it's really what you want. We need to ask ourselves about the why we need money. Okay, so this is the most important question. I will give you a few examples about why we want money. In my case, is that I cannot tolerate a 9 to 5 or 9 to 6 job every day of my life and then retire at the age of, I don't know, it depends on which country you live in. In France, there have been a lot of riots because of that, because they want to raise the retirement age from 62 to 64 or something like that. I don't even feel concerned because I'm on my own path. So I don't imagine myself working every day of my life for somebody else. It does not make sense. So in my case, it was simply not tolerating work, especially for somebody else. That means that I wanted to retire early so that I can enjoy my time and live life the way I want it to be, not dictated by somebody else. Okay, so this was my example, and I think a lot of you are also fitting in this category. For other people, it might be getting enough money so they can help people they care about. Others, maybe they want to flex. I don't know, it depends on your goal. The how is still going to be the same, independently from why you need money. Because the final outcome is to earn as much money as possible. Okay. So now we're going to be talking about the how. It's good to start thinking about, okay, maybe I need a job, high-paying job, so I can earn a lot of money. Maybe I can start a business to generate money. Maybe I can invest in property so I can generate passive income. And these are all different aspects that I will be talking to you about in my videos. But then again, there is one important aspect, is that you have to be real with yourself. You cannot just wake up and think the next year you will be a billionaire. No, it doesn't work like this. So you need to have a goal with a specific number in mind. That is the secret of how to earn money actually. And this number needs to be realistic. In what way? So maybe you can have a range. Let's say maybe within 5 years, I want $1 million. Okay. You have to take into account how much you're making right now. You need to have a duration, because we as human beings, we work with concrete goals. If your goal is vague, I just want as much money as I want, it doesn't work this way, because you actually don't know what you really want. So sit again in a quiet place, think about how much money you need to live the life you want. So maybe it's $1 million, $3 million, maybe it's $300,000. Depends on where you live and depends on your needs. Some people don't need that much. Not everybody wants to buy a yacht. At first, I came up with a number, one specific number. But even that, it is hard to achieve in our real world, because as you might know, we all have like some unexpected things that happens. Life happens. So let's say you've set to yourself a goal within 5 years where you want to reach $1 million, but then something happened. I don't know. You got into depression or you got sick or something and you couldn't reach your goal. The idea is just to be able to make more money, or to at least get closer to the lifestyle you want. And you will be surprised about how easily that can be achieved. When you know what you really want and you have the drive, the motivation, you will eventually get there. And this is what I have applied. A lot of people don't tell you about these secrets. They tell you, okay, you can be whoever you want. You can get super rich. You can go to the moon. Okay, it's good, but it's very vague. It doesn't mean much for our brain. Our brain understands numbers, understands durations, how many months, how many years. That makes more sense. That is realistic. And that is the most common mistake that beginners make when they think about making a lot of money. And actually, there is a lot of ways to get to your goals, which I will be sharing with you. Getting back to what I was saying, instead of having just one specific number, let's say $1 million within 5 years, and life happens and you didn't reach it, it will hurt you a lot because you had high expectations, which is good, but also you were not grounded by reality. So in my case, I would recommend you to have a range. So let's say the high end goal and then the low end goal, which will be, for example, $300,000 to $1 million. Imagine if after 5 years you didn't reach $1 million, but you did reach $300,000, which was also part of your goal. Trust me, you will feel a lot better than if you only had one specific number in mind, because you will be at least I have achieved something. I'm getting closer to my high-end number. And that makes a difference, because sometimes, you know what happens is that you will be reaching even more than the low range that you've set, and you will be even more proud of yourself. So those are actually very simple things to start with, and a lot of people don't speak about. I don't know, for some reason, they don't share it with people. They will be just coming up with some vague motivational phrases that you think will motivate you to get to your goals, but it's just kind of mental masturbation. That's how I would call it. And the talk that I'm giving you right now is the real talk. It might hurt some people, but that's reality. And you have to be honest with yourself. So it starts with the psychology. Okay? Now that we are speaking about the why, the how, the range of numbers that you have in mind, we're gonna get more in detail about how to reach to your goals. Okay? There are different ways to earn a lot of money, depending on if you're speaking about 6 figures, so over $100,000, or 7 figures, over $1 million, or multi-millions. I've asked myself these questions and I was like, okay, I want $1 million as fast as possible. How can I do this? It turned out to be that as fast as possible doesn't work this way. You have, as I have said before, you have to set, you have to be honest with yourself, set like some duration. For example, for me, I think anything between 5 years to 10 years to get to $1 million, that would make sense. Okay, you can get it even faster if you work harder and if you have a little bit of luck. So I do believe that it can happen within just 2 years. It did happen to a few people, but I would not see it this way. I would see it as first starting with something that you are very close to. So let's say maybe 5 figures, maybe $10,000, because you'll be surprised. A lot of people are not even able to have $10,000 in their bank account. Many people actually even have trouble to save up to $1,000 or pounds or euros. Because I'm not only speaking to Americans, As you might know, Mr. Pink is based in 3 different countries: France, Paris, the UK, and Morocco. That gives me the ability to give you information about how it works even outside of the US. We will be starting with the most simple thing, and this is the mindset that you want to have. Start always with the simple things because they're easier to achieve and they will boost your confidence to achieve even bigger goals. We all are ambitious. We all want to get there as fast as possible. We all want to get the biggest challenges, but in reality, it is very, very, very hard. Once you start small, it always gets better because it can only grow. So the example we will be taking is at £1,000 or $1,000 in your bank account. Well, how can you do it? The first thing that I will be thinking of is not necessarily start a business, because that is a different approach. I will be thinking about applying for a job. So if you are in the UK or France, the minimum wage is a bit above $1,000, euros, pounds a month, and that should be enough for you to save up 1K. Well, some people would be saying, yeah, but I have bills to pay, I have things to buy, I need to buy my coffee every day, I need to eat outside. Okay. And this is where I'm going to be talking to you about another important point when it comes to getting rich is budgeting. Knowing your finances. If you are unable to budget, then even if you reach $1 million, you will be just spending it as fast as possible. And you don't want that. You want to grow bigger and bigger, not just spending it. So budgeting is an essential part. They don't teach that in school. I don't know why. A lot of people are unable to budget because sometimes some people are even scared to check their bank accounts. It gives them anxiety. And when people told me that, I was surprised. I was like, how can you not just check your bank account? They said, well, it gives me anxiety because I've been spending a lot lately. So no, you have to be able to face your fears if you want to get ahead. So do your budgeting. How much you should be spending in rent, how much you should be spending paying bills or whatever other things, insurance, etc. And also leisure. Once you have an idea about how much you will be spending on leisure, then it will be easier for you to put a certain percentage of your salary, which I think should be realistically speaking, between 10 to 30%. In my case, I was even able to do bigger than that. I was able to save up 70% of my income. And that did help me a lot later on when I invested in the stock market. So the more you can save up, the better it is. It doesn't mean that you will restrict yourself and that you will feel bad. You need to find a balance about how much you can be saving up and how much you will be spending, so you won't hurt your basic needs, mental or whatever. That should be important. And I will be making other videos where I will be explaining more in detail about an example of a budget breakdown. So yeah, with a minimum wage, you'll be able to save up 1,000. Okay? Now you want 10,000. How can you do this? Then obviously, with the minimum wage salary within 1 year, it will be very hard to save up that amount of money. In this case, I would recommend to apply for jobs that pay more. Those jobs, sometimes they require to have degrees, but others don't require to have a degree. So in this case, if you have degrees, then obviously that's the first thing you should be doing. If you don't have degrees, you should be considering all those other jobs and whether you can have the skills to learn for these jobs. And I'm pretty sure that for any average person, they can do this. So those are quick examples. I can get more into detail in a video dedicated just to this. The general idea was basically earning money through a job, and it should be a high-paying job, because this way it will allow you to reach to your goal faster. But obviously, this is not the only way. There are different ones, as I have said previously, such as starting your own business. So a lot of people maybe have already this idea, this thought of starting their own business, so they don't depend on anybody else and they can work for themselves. The advantage here of starting your business rather than working a job is that you literally have the freedom to do whatever you want, and the potential of growth of how much money you can be generating is not limited at all compared to a normal job, though it is a little bit more difficult to do, but it is possible. And a lot of people have been able to start a business where they will generating a little bit of income at first, and then when they tried to grow or scale their business, they were able to do it. So I would say that this is actually the best way to make money. Now we're going to be talking about the third way to make money, which is property investments or investing in real estate. The thing is, I actually do have different properties in France, Paris, and in Morocco. I'm about to get other ones this year. The good thing about it is that you can rent it out, and that money that you will be getting every month will be passive income. Not like a business where you have to be working every month. If you're not there, well, at a certain point you can automate your business, yeah, but at the beginning you cannot automate your business. You have to be working there as much as possible. The thing is about investing in real estate is that you will be generating passive income. It's not going to be a lot, it's going to be limited depending on the market price, but that is a great way to generate passive income. The only downside with this is that you need to have some down payment at first, but if you're good at knowing how the laws function in the area where you live, you will be able to get some advantages, to get also low interest from the bank, and also if you are able to get a good deal where you buy, for example, a house that needs some kind of repairs, you will repair it yourself. It will cost you way less if you do this yourself and then resell it or rent it, rather than just get something that is already, that don't need no repairs. So there are ways around this where you can get into property investments even without down payments, paying zero. Okay, now I'm gonna be talking to you about another way to make money, which is the craziest and the one that has the most risk, but also the one that can get you to $1 million as fast as possible, which is investing into the stock market and cryptocurrency. I think all the stories that you've heard about people becoming millionaires within less than few weeks or a few months is fake, but no, it did happen to a lot of people. They became millionaires overnight. Some have invested $3,000, others just $1,000, others $10,000. It just depends. But the thing is that if you plan on investing in cryptocurrency and the stock market, you have to know that the risk is super high. This is not a joke. You don't just put $10,000 and then you think that, okay, tomorrow I will wake up with 100K. No, you have a high chance of losing 99% of that money. So what I would recommend, if you want to invest in the stock market or cryptocurrency, and this is what I say to all my friends, is that you already have some cash put on the side that you don't use. You don't know what you use it for, and that you also don't care about. You have like $10,000 and you want to take the risk, then yes. But first, you have to do some research. Though I will be explaining to you also about how to invest in the stock market and in cryptocurrency. My past investment in the stock market was getting into Tesla with less than $10,000 and turning it into 80K, almost 100K at a certain moment within 3 months. That was the fastest way of getting that amount of money without putting no effort. So the advantage here is that you don't do much, you don't do nothing. First, you do some research, you follow your gut, you invest into stocks of companies that you think will be successful in the future. So this is how it works. then you forget about it, you come back after a few months or a few years, and you will see how it will grow. So that I consider that will be passive income. But on the downside is that you can also invest, come back after a few months or a few years, and then see your investment went to almost zero. So you have to be prepared, mentally prepared for this, because it's not a joke to lose a lot of money. Anybody who has already been in the stock market or cryptocurrency have made big losses. So you have to ask yourself, are you able to tolerate losing $10,000 or $100,000 or maybe $500,000? Are you able to tolerate this kind of loss? You have to be ready before it happens. It happens to a lot of people, which is part of the game. The end goal is not to win every single battle. The end goal is to win the war. We can call it a war. Some battles you will lose, for sure, because this is life. We cannot just win every single time, okay? Even though we want to win every single time. So the end goal is to win the whole war. And lastly, I will be talking to you about another way to make a lot of money is to invest in what? To invest in yourself. Because you as a person is the most important component into making money. So that means that you need to be able to take care of your health, to have good habits, have enough sleep, lower your stress, get some physical activity, read books. So this is about the mind and the body. You need to know that it will not be possible to get to your goals if one of those things is not right. Your physical health or your mental health, it will be super hard. So you need to be able to take care of that. So investing in yourself is the most important component into making money. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you guys like it. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more content about how to make money from Mr. Pink. Thanks for watching.